Love is what we belong to. Love is our deepest prayer. Love. 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 Love is what we are made of. Love is what we belong to. Love is our deepest prayer.
Welcome to the Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living. We are a vibrant, inclusive, and spiritual community that seeks to live intentionally, love unconditionally, and see God in all people and in all faiths. We believe the work we do in prayer and in the community creates a world that works for all cultures, races, orientations, and faiths. For over 60 years, we have practiced thinking globally and acting locally to help awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Annually, hundreds of people actively participate in our services, classes, events, and in our Spanish-speaking ministry. And we are training the next generation of spiritual leadership in our ministerial school. In the last few years, because of apparent divisions politically and socially, and because of threats to basic human rights, we have magnified our application of Science of Mind principles with engagement and compassionate action in the greater Napa Valley community. Our members have participated in women's marches, pride events, and we have hosted speakers on racial issues. We have empowered and mentored diverse leaders in our community and given scholarships to diverse ministerial students. We have donated over 4,000 pounds of food to our local food bank. Our spiritual director, Reverend Jay Lang, has facilitated an interfaith leadership group to hold public prayer vigils and 9/11 commemorations in participation with Jews, Muslims, and Christians. We have fostered the creation of a beloved community in the larger Napa Valley area by honoring community heroes at events and tithing to and partnering with a dozen different nonprofits that share our vision. Together, we've created a Martin Luther King Day of Service where over 1,200 participated in community service annually. The leadership of our parent organization, the Centers for Spiritual Living, headquartered in Golden, Colorado, recognized our community for all of the outstanding, compassionate work we've been doing over the last few years with the 2022 Meritorious Community Award. As we move forward to do this work of the heart, to awaken the world to its spiritual magnificence, will you join us as we continue to ascend to new heights and create a world that works for everyone?
Morning, everybody. Good to see everybody here, online and in person. Such a beautiful day it is. We always have a dress-up day. If you're new and you wonder what's going on, we usually have a dress-up day the last Sunday before Halloween, and tomorrow is Halloween, so here we are. And I'll say more about our costume. Maybe we'll let other people talk about theirs a little bit too. But we just want to begin this morning just welcoming everybody. It's a beautiful day here in Napa Valley. And to start off with some music here.
This is one of my favorite songs, a chant that I like to sing. And since today's theme was about dreams, I thought it was perfect time to bring it out. So I'll sing it through once, and then you can join me a couple times through, okay? You must move in the direction of your dreams. Act as if they've already come true. Through doubts and hopes and fears and wishful schemes, move in the direction of your dreams. I'll try that. You must move in the direction of your dreams. Act as if they've already come true. Through doubts and hopes and fears and wishful schemes, move in the direction of your dreams. Let's try it again. You must move in the direction of your dreams. Yeah. As if they've already come true. Through doubts and hopes and fears and wishful schemes, move in the direction of your dream. Move in the direction of your dream. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Well, welcome once again to everybody. It is a beautiful day. If you wonder what I'm to be a king, but part of the reason we talked about it coming out of COVID, out of the pandemic, I know there's still cases of COVID around, but in terms of the pandemic, where we were so isolated, what the costumes might relate to something like that. Like Janice, you had you were a Zoom conference today. Here, stand up so people can see yours. So, that's great. Does anybody else want to share about their costume? I've got a microphone here. Let me test it here. This should work. Okay, that's on the, okay, go ahead.
Well, I just feel like I was in a cocoon. So now I feel like I'm out of the cocoon.
There you go.
And free.
And free.
So that's why I wore my butterfly outfit.
That's great. That's great. Anybody else?
I'm just winging it here. This is a frontier woman outfit that is my daughter's, and I figured we're going into new frontiers.
New
So here we go.
frontiers. All
Here we go.
right. Good job. Sean?
Can someone direct me to the spa? Or to the gym?
And Mary, if you want to share, you need to come on up and turn around and face so everybody people can see you there too. This works.
Okay, I'll just, I'm a control freak. So I guess, in a spiritual language, looking at what I need to let go of.
Do you want to share? Nope. Okay. Anybody else? You're just moving up here. Well, thank you for playing along. I know that we only do this once a year. So a little more about mine is during the pandemic, I found my spiritual authority. So it's not like there's a shadow side to king or any kind of leader that's a narcissist who doesn't listen to the people that are leading. And I don't want to be, it's my intention to be one that's listening. And if I'm not, remind me what I'm missing, because I want to be what's called a servant leader. It's serving you. And that's the spiritual authority I have. It's not because I'm so great, it's because the Spirit in me is so great. So that brings me to that spiritual authority, it's called. So good. Well, thanks everybody for playing along. Let's give everybody a round of applause. So this continues in terms of we like to begin each service with our vision and mission statement. So if you'll look up on the screen and read with me. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission statement, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. Such a good affirmation for always there and to know the truth of who we are. This continues to be, this is the last Sunday. Technically, it's been extended a little bit. I always think of Latina and Hispanic Heritage Month going through Dia de los Muertos, which we are celebrating today. You can see the altar up here, and we'll talk a little bit more about that during meditation. But this is a time, the Day of the Dead, or the Day of the Living, if you want to call it, that we're grateful for those whom we've loved and lost, perhaps recently or profoundly. And this is a distraction. We're trying to be serious here, okay, Kathy? So, did you say you are a latte there? Pumpkin spice latte, the sweeter kind, yes. Thank you, Kathy. We were just sharing our costumes. You're not out of that, so you just missed your moment there. So it's just a time for us to remember people, and also remember that those who we've lost have become our ancestors. So just a time to honor them in that way, in a traditional Latinx celebration that's here. Also, I want to just say that we're still collecting the cards of intention. If you haven't had the chance to turn yours in and you're still interested in doing that, we're still taking those. And we're actively have a goal that's right now. And also we're still, this will be the last Sunday for the cards. If you have anything more to add to the vision or ideas for our center, the cards are on the table there to fill those out and put those in there. We'll be moving the balloon out, maybe sending it up, I don't know. But that's what we're doing with our cards of intention. So we continue to move on up, take it higher and higher. Last week it was 84.6, and this week 88.4. So we're just moving right up. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. I appreciate all those of you who filled out cards of intent. I've seen that some people have increased the amount they're giving this year, and I really do appreciate your support of our center and the work that we're doing out in the world as we open up to a greater expression of our vision and mission. And really that's what your contributions are, is they're feeding the vision and mission. We so appreciate you doing that. Bodhi's here. Not only is he playing this beautiful music for us today, but at 1 o'clock, he's going to do a sound healing for us. The sound healing, like I said, starts at 1, so you get a little break to go get some lunch or get out of their costumes or anything you so want to do, and then come back at 1. It'll be till about 2:30, probably about an hour of sound healing, then time to share. So it'll be right here in the sanctuary, so it'll be comfortable and easy. If you have any questions about it, you can see Bodhi or myself after the service, but it starts at 1 o'clock today. And then on November 12th, we have the Enneagram experience with Z and Melissa coming, and they have a little video here for you to talk about it.
Hello, my name is Melissa Felipe. Hello, my name is Melissa Felipe.
And my name is Z Egloff, and we want to talk to you about our workshop, The Enneagram Experience.
If you don't already know what the Enneagram is, it is a personality system. My experience of learning about it has been that I have discovered and learned about aspects of my own personality and self that I had no idea existed. That's been very helpful.
Yeah, and in that process, it can be a way to really increase self-compassion and compassion for others.
Yes, absolutely. And it can help, as it has me anyway, in learning how to communicate with other people, other types of people.
Another thing about the Enneagram is we're often, because of those blind spots, we are doing things that are perpetuating our personality. We might be drawn to spiritual practices, for example, that are perpetuating our personality blind spots as opposed to helping liberate us from them. And so the Enneagram is a wonderful way to learn about practices that can actually help us grow.
Yes.
We've developed a unique way to teach the Enneagram, including starting with using an animal archetype.
I am a monkey.
And I'm an owl, but more on that later.
Yeah.
Whether you're brand new to the Enneagram, you know nothing about the Enneagram, that's great. Or even if you know a fair amount already, you will still get something out of this workshop. It's really fun. We're really excited. We look forward to seeing you there.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
So come and be with us. Bye.
With a Sunday for our services on 13th. But it starts at 10 o'clock, but we are going to take a lunch break. So there's going to be some time to kind of process, and so you're not hitting it. It's not one of those intense workshops. It's light, but you're going to learn a lot about yourself in the process. So I invite you to be a part of that. Registration is available online, or the email I sent out either on Friday or this morning has the registration information on it. So we're also looking for volunteers right now for our youth, for helping bring snacks in the kitchen area. On Sunday as part of our fellowship, as part of the ambassador team, greeters team. So kind of there's a lot of levels of that. If you're interested in getting more involved, go by the welcome table out front, and there's a sign-up sheet that you can sign up for anything there. So that you might be, or ask questions about what those teams are. So, and to let you know that we are here for you for prayer support. In any way we can be for you. The practitioners will be here after the service to pray with you if you so wish, or you can fill out an online request that's in the lobby or online. But let you know that with those requests, we pray for you continually. The practitioners and I do that. So with that, let's head to the sacred part of our service, and Bodhi's here to lead us into meditation. If you've not already done so, I invite you to close your eyes and just go within. And allow that sound, the beautiful flute sounds, to echo into your heart and your soul. Just allowing yourself to deepen into this spiritual understanding, recognition of the divine within you. That's always present, always right here with you. As we just open up this time together, we know the divine is in us and around us, surrounds us in this creativity and this power and this love that is always. And we take a moment to be grateful for this life and also those whom we lost in the last year, or the profound losses we've had in our lives that continue to be important to us, continue to be in our heart that we hold. Whether it be a pet or a person, a family member, a friend, just blessing them where they are right now in this next expression of life. So we just take a moment to remember. We know that that which brings us sorrow is because we have loved much. And the joy and gratitude that comes with the experiences we've had, we know will stay with us. And we're also grateful for our ancestors and Spirit itself who continues to guide us. For this we're grateful today. And so it is. So I'd like to invite Monica Braun-Smith to come up.
Smith-Braun, but otherwise.
You what?
Smith-Braun, but otherwise. I dress as my indigenous self.
Here. Wait. Let's get you a microphone here. There you go.
So Reverend Jay asked me to talk about the eagle and the condor, and it started with a dream. In the 1400s, the Mayan people saw that there were going to be others coming, and that they were going to be of a different mindset. They weren't going to be. They weren't going to be in the same heart space and the same coming from intuition. They were going to be coming from more of a use and throw away type thing. They were the conquerors. They were the explorers. They were the people in their minds, not in their hearts. And so they knew way back in the 1400s that this was going to happen, and that in 500 years that this may all, if we worked at it, would go back to being in balance. The balance between the male and the female, with the female being the more intuitive, being the condor, and the eagle representing the more intellectual, the more exploring, the more scientific aspects.
Literally aloof in a lot of ways, like above.
Right, thinking they're above the indigenous people. And this is the end of Mexican heritage, but it's also the beginning of Native American heritage. And I think it's just all 2 months of my ancestors coming to visit.
Right.
Because I have both and much more in my ancestry. So the first storytelling is that kind of a stuff that comes from the dreams of the medicine people. And they are the people that are the storytellers. Over the winters, you have time to spend in the cold, in the teepee, listening to stories. And they're like parables. They're like teaching the children how to be, but also if there's somebody who's gone off the red road, which we call being in the indigenous line, there's a way to bring them back to justice through the parables and showing them how to live their life right. Where am I on my page here? So
Well,
the people of Turtle Island were on that path of the heart before the conquerors came. And they came of, we can return to that way of balance. But so we have people that we've been in touch with at Suskel all over the indigenous worlds, okay? Charlie can't come today because she can't even speak. She's got laryngitis. So the issue is that all of the people that we have been in touch with all around the world support that we are of the condor in the middle of a lot of eagles, right, in the Napa Valley. So we have a place, we bought a property, we have a place where people can come that are indigenous, that maybe they can't do ceremony in their own communities. I mean, we have prayed in this area and had ceremony in this area for many, many years, and then we moved to our own property. But we got a lot of flack for praying in the old ways, right? Okay, just so you know. We can return to that way, and so we had some people here who are from Guatemala, whose family came to visit, and they came to our powwow. And they invited us to come to the ceremonies that are occurring in their areas in November. So we're going to leave on the 10th. We'll be back on the 17th. These are times where that are heavily involved in ceremony in South America. But we bring the eagle to the condor and bring more condor back when we come, if that makes sense.
It does. So this was a prophecy they had 500 years ago.
Right.
And now is the time when the condor and the eagle are
Flying together.
But it's still, we have to do things to help usher in the condor.
Right. We have to be living out of consciousness, out of heart, out of intention. And that's what we do here. We learn about how to open to that cosmic consciousness and to be in touch with our own intuition and to live from that. Is there anything else? I was just going to say that a lot of the people that we are in touch with all over the indigenous world send us indigenous art. And so we use that for our art auction. That's next weekend.
Where will that be at?
We're actually going to do it at the property this year. We have walls, we have windows, we have a roof. We don't have anything else. But we're going to do it at the property this year and have salmon and other indigenous goodies. And so that's next week. How do we find out about it? Look on the website for Susquehanna Intertribal.
So Saskell Intertribal Council.
Right. So that's where we're at right now, trying to put in the walls. And we just are we're doing our indigenous thing out there, and we're going to continue to do it.
Well, I appreciate all the work you're doing to bring in this condor energy and to be patient with the eagle energy, because we just have to do that, right? The eagle energy is very forceful, very righteous at times, and the condor energy is one of patience and allowing.
Yeah, the eagle is much more in their head than in their heart.
Right. So, and guess what? We have both eagle and condor within us.
Yep, we all have male and female, and we have to live in balance.
Live in balance. So thank you for being part of the Tribal Council and part of this community and creating that. Thank you. And we'll continue to hold prayers for your travel as well.
Yes, thank you. That would be great. I know it's going to go perfectly fine, but you never know. There are other things in the world. So.
Vaya con Dios. Yes.
Exactly.
All right. All yours, Cody. Bodhi.
That's a perfect introduction. I have been following that prophecy for many years now through my work in the Amazon. And in the last few years, many of my instruments come from South America. And my teacher, Tita La Rosa, is very connected to the condor energy, and we've been tracking. And I have a pan flute, which is made of condor feather quills. And I'll be playing that this afternoon. So I'm demonstrating some of the instruments that I'll be using and how it's bringing together many cultures, because in a sound healing, you can come to that place of alignment and natural balance of your heart and your mind and be your authentic self. So that's one of the things that we offer in the sound healing experience, my teacher, he's called curandero de sonida. Curandero de sonida, a sound healer. So this instrument is a South American instrument called a charango. And they say, the legend is, the creator of this instrument was living near a church, and these were the bells that he would hear every day. So it's tuned a little bit like a ukulele, for those of you who are familiar with the ukulele, and you have an extra string. And so one of the beautiful things about music is that we can combine many traditions. So I'm using this South American instrument to play a little pop song that somebody wrote using the lyrics from the Dalai Lama. And so we're gonna bring all the worlds together. So you probably, some of you probably have heard this little chant, but I thought it'd be a fun way to, the words are, every day I think as I wake up, today I am fortunate to have woken up. I am alive. I have a precious human life, and I'm not gonna waste it. Those are apparently the words from the Dalai Lama that somebody put to this little pop tune, so way we can remember it. Every day, I think as I wake up, today I am fortunate to have woken up. I am alive. I have a precious human life. And I'm not gonna waste it. That's it. Every day, I think as I wake up, today I'm fortunate. Today I am fortunate to have woken up. I am alive. I have a precious human life. And I'm not gonna waste it. Every day, I think as I wake up, today I am fortunate to have woken up. I am alive. I have a precious human life. And I'm not gonna waste it. One last time. Every day, I think as I wake up, today I am fortunate to have woken up. I am alive. I have a precious human life. And I'm not gonna waste it. The charango.
What a treat for us. Thank you, Bodhi. And I think we're going to have more in store for us this afternoon. So thanks for and how that fit in with the eagle and the condor too. That was quite beautiful. So today we're the last of the month that we're doing this everyday abundance, and today is about dreams. We heard about this prophecy of the condor and the eagle. And so much of the dreams, if you call somebody a dreamer, it's kind of a negative thing in the Western world. But if you call somebody a visionary, it's like positive. But dreams and visions are really the same. And indigenous cultures across the world, every continent, every island, pay attention to their dreams because they know Spirit can speak to them through their dreams. And it opens up and it reveals something that is a prophecy. And a prophet is just a revelation of the truth. It's not like, it may be a future forecast, but mainly it's a revelation. And like the eagle and the condor, and like all the dreams or prophecies we have, it gives us information, and now we get to do something with it. It doesn't mean it's going to be this way now. It means, if we need to do something in order for this to come forth, to bring it to truth. And our dreams that we talk about are that we can change them, we can create them, we can imagineer them. Now, Imagineering, if you're a Disney fan, you might have recognized that name. It does come from Disney. And I personally am a fan of Disney. And the idea is that they take the vision, the dreams, and of course Disney's all about dreams coming true, aren't they? They take the vision of Walt Disney and other people that have come on after him, and they create these rides and these experiences, and the engineers do it in a safe, fun way. And yet it creates this imagination, this experience of magic. I remember when I was first time I went to Disneyland, my older son was probably 4 then. And we got on the Peter Pan ride. I don't know if who's been on the Peter Pan ride in Disneyland. So it's really this cool little ship you get into. And, and the first thing I was doing is I was looking around and figuring out how they were getting this ship to work and all the little cables and things like that. And then I look at my son, and he is totally enchanted. He knew the story of Peter Pan, and he's totally enthralled. He's like flying with Peter Pan. I go, why am I so in my head about this? And just be part of this magic that they've created. I don't need to figure this out. That's not mine to figure out. And that's the beauty of what they call Imagineering. So they're engineering the imagination, but we can do the same thing with our dreams. So a dream without action is a daydream. It doesn't, we want to create them, and we can create our dreams. But above all, I want you to realize that the dream that is often, some of the dreams we have are kind of neurotic things. Like last night I had a dream that I was trying to find my seat on an airplane, and I was going up and down stairs, and I'm trying to figure out how big this plane was. And, that's, I don't know, everything's divine, I know, but I'm not sure that was a revelation of some sort. That was my own neuroses. But some dreams, and the dreams of our lives that we want to create, are divine. And what we also know is if it's divinely led dream, Spirit's not going to go, okay, here's your dream, see you later. Give us this idea about flying and then kick us out of the nest, and not continue to empower us, to guide us, and sometimes to let go of certain dreams and change a dream and shift a dream and pivot on a dream. The Spirit is always there. It's not a question of inspiration and then let you go. Because we can all create this practical, fun, and safe world that follows our dreams and in the direction of our dreams, right? And we know the Spirit's with us in every way. So to imagineer our dreams, we can dream as big as we want to. And this Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. To imagineer it. But what we must do with our dreams is we need to share our dreams. Now, I know you're kind of going, I don't know if I want to share my dreams, but you find the right people. But if you don't share your dreams, then you're living in a bubble, like Mickey Mouse is here, right? You don't want to live in a bubble and just hold your dreams too closely. You want to be able to share it and to be part of a group. And here's one of the larger parades at Disney. Actually, this is a dream come true parade. And they have different dreams that are represented by their different fairy tales. But this is what we should be doing with our dreams, what we can do with our dreams. Because the more we're able to share them, the more people we engage in what's going on. As Marianne Williamson says, your playing small does not serve the world. So dream big. Now, it doesn't mean that our dreams create these, we're out to serve, stop world hunger. Lynn Twist, who I've been sharing The Soul of Money, her book this month, that was one of her big dreams, was to end world hunger. That's a pretty big thing, but even her part of it was not that big. And I love what Mother Teresa says, that we cannot all do great things, but we can do small things with great love. And above all, this great love that we can do anything with is really the dream. It's not that we're going to be on a public stage somewhere doing, like a president or a senator or something, because really the real work is in the small things with big love that we can do. We know that the power of a dream shared can change the most entrenched reality somebody holds, and that a dream is a catalyst for change, first in the dreamer and again and again and again in the dream shared. We know Martin Luther King had a big dream. His dream was so big that it wasn't complete by the end of his life. But he shared it with enough people that are continuing this dream because it resonated with people. And people are still creating or attempting to create this beloved community that he talked about. Decades later, we're still working on that. I think some of the reason why it's hard to come together as a nation right now is that a lot of people had dreams that didn't get fulfilled. They got disappointed. They got hurt because their dreams weren't what their life is not what they thought it would be. And the concern is they tend to blame somebody or something for it not being the way they wanted it to be. I think one of the most valuable things about the teachings that we do here in this center is that you can always recreate. You can always renew when things aren't going the way you want them to go, or you're a health concern or relationship concern. You can always choose again. Always. You can find a forgiveness. You can find a heart opening. You can have your soul literally retrieved because you have forgotten about this connection. And we renew it in spirit that is always there present with us, always guiding us towards something new, something big. We have a big election obviously coming up. And if I were to predict something about this election, it's not going to, there are people on one side wanting to go one way and on the other side wanting to go the other way. I doubt there will be anything clearly foretold or figured out from that election. I think it'll go mixed up, muddled up, because we're not clear as a country who we are right now. We're a little bit lost. We need to redefine what our dream is. There's a confusion about what freedom means and liberty means. We're not on the same page. So I doubt there will be anything clear come out of this election. I obviously have my druthers about it. Most of us do. And the truth is, we need to find a common vision because it's not there right now. And I love the model of the eagle and condor as a way to create that. I think that's a great model. I think it's a great way to work that. There's nothing wrong with eagle. There's nothing wrong with the condor. They're just different, and we need to find a way to merge these energies. There's been, we have prospered as a nation because of the eagle energy. And we have a deep spiritual heritage in this country, starting with the Native Americans, but continuing with so many deeply spiritual people that is the condor energy. And so with this, we can find a way to merge this. So to continue this idea of Imagineering, I also want to go to the Inuits, who are the Native Americans in northern Canada and parts of Alaska. And I loved their clarity about what they said, is that words are like the knife of a carver. They free the idea, the thing, from the general formlessness of the outside. And as a person speaks, not only is his language in the state of birth, but also the very thing about which he is talking. So our words activate this dream that open up to a greater way, a greater life that we can connect with. And it not only births it, but it gives it power, it gives it life. And when we're able to connect with each other, that's how we create together in the oneness of all life. I've been reading a new book, and we're going to, with the fifth Sunday, we're going to transition from ending the Lynn Twist book and moving into a book by Sean Ginwright. He wrote a book called The Four Pivots. And it's an amazing book. I'm keep rereading passage to it. He's a Oakland native, and he talks about these pivots as a way to reimagine justice and reimagine ourselves. I'm seeing it as a way also to reimagine our community in so many ways, because it's just powerful. And he's talking about pivots. He uses a sports metaphor of basketball. And if you don't know what a pivot is, that's in basketball. Usually you have to dribble the ball to move forward, but you can also stop, hold the ball, and you can move in all directions as long as you keep your foot planted, 1 foot planted. You can move around. And it gives you a time just to notice what's around you. It's not timed, and you can look at the different options. You can shoot it, you can pass it, but it also brings you a place of awareness of what's around you. When you're moving too fast forward, sometimes you're not paying attention, and you can just stop and notice the different options you have around you. In awareness, in a connection with other players, and even a connection, there's a person there who maybe was in your way, is why you had to stop. And that person is their accountability in your life. If it was so easy as just to walk down the court and shoot the ball, if there was no obstacle at all, we wouldn't have the opportunity to find a deeper connection, a greater awareness, a deepening of our spirituality because of that obstacle, because of something that's in our way, that we get to imagine something greater, something different in our lives. When you think about Ernest Holmes or Dr. King or even Walt Disney, they all had their detractors, their critics. And because of that, they had the opportunity to choose a greater vision and to be present with the very moment that is right now. Archimedes says, "Give me a place to stand and I will move the earth." So this pivot gives us a chance to be present right here. And what I know about this pivot also is, for us, individually and collectively, this pivot is where we stand, where we're connected to Spirit. We're not moving off this spot. This is where we need to be. We need to be grounded. A lot of people outside of this community say, this is the church where everything goes. And that's, to the outside, that may be true. But from the inside, what we know is we're grounded in spiritual principle and truth. And that we are flexible to move from that pivot, to move to pivot to create our dreams, to pivot towards healing and wholeness, the board and I have been meeting, and we're aware that a 10-year plan for the center, and to know that really across this nation, not just Centers for Spiritual Living, but all churches don't have as many resources they used to. It's just less people attending centers. We're doing okay, but we also want to plan for the next 10 years to have extra sources of income, so we're not so dependent on just donations, which is why we're going to spruce things up and begin to rent the place. But it's going to be, we're only going to rent it to people that are within our vision and mission. We're not going to do it just to anybody. But it's just, that's part of the pivot. It's we'd like church to be just church, but we also have to know the obvious, the truth, and that we need to pivot to allow so that during the week, when we're not using this church, or churches are generally the most unutilized buildings on this planet. There's many times that there's nobody here at all. So to be able to rent it out, and that's a pivot that we know, and we know that this creates a viability for our center in that way, so that that is a pivot for us. And we know this is a pivot to something deeper. So Sean Ginwright, as I mentioned, he was talking about these 4 pivots, one for as a basketball player, as an individual, as a center, as a business. They can pivot towards awareness, connection, vision, and presence. And today I want to dive into one of these pivots, but also we're going to be talking about the rest of them for the month of November. Because I think they're just all really powerful to talk about. So to create our dreams, to be an Imagineer, the pivot I'm going to talk about today is the pivot 4, which is presence, which is from hustle to flow. And we've been talking about that a lot because I think when we talk about our abundance or our prosperity, it's important to know to be in touch with the divine flow that's within us. And if we stay in a frenzy or always busy, we're not giving our chance to experience something greater. The way he describes it is transforming our addiction to frenzy to an existence of calm well-being. The thing about any addiction we have, any kind of obsession we have, it's a way to keep the brain busy and makes us maybe feel important because we're busy. You know, if you ask somebody how they're doing, often they give a list of things they've been doing lately rather than what they've been being lately. And to let go, it doesn't mean we're not going to be active in the world, but to let go of the frenziness of it leaves room for spirit. So when we have our dreams, our wishes, our desires, when we let go of that busyness, it allows room for us to create. It allows room to leave room for Spirit's revelation of truth within us, to be at peace. And allow our dreams, allowing Spirit, allowing a deeper connection of what we are. We know that this vision is divinely inspired. But if we're so busy trying to create a dream, we're not leaving room for Spirit coming in to create through us. I've also been reading and listening to a person, Janine Benyou, who has done some work with channeling nature, the biomimicry, and how she works with companies about how we can go back to an alignment with nature and use it as a way to mimic nature to create certain things, from trains to down feather insulation, termite mound cooling, wind turbines that mimic humpback whales. But above all, this adaptive cycle that you see right here that has to do with the way of life, that there is a newness, a planting of seeds, a new vision, a new dream, and we're creating that, allowing this in this infinity circle, new growth, mature growth, but at every point there's a time to let go. There's a time to harvest, a time to let the plants fallow into the time and let them deepen, and we deepen in our soul to allow new growth to come out of it. But the goodness of this, the nitrogens and the richness of the soil, if we don't allow it to the leaves to fall and to allow ourselves to deepen in this, then we're not going to be able to get to the new seeds, the new vision. And in all of our lives, there are times that's going to feel like it's a downturn, but really that's just a cycle, to recognize that. I think the pandemic has delayed us significantly sometimes to feel the natural cycle that's happened. It's obstructed things. And now that we're actively more in the world, then we can reset ourselves in the patterns of growth and plateau and allowing and letting go and deepening and allow a new vision, new dreams. This is a great time to come to a new dream this winter, to come to reacquaint yourself with your soul, with spirit that's going to create through you and allow this truth. Because what we know is, and this Janine tells a story about a meadow she had, that she planted all these seeds in it, she lives in western Montana, and when she bought this property, it was very weedy, it was toxic because of overuse, and so toxic weeds were in there. So she replanted seeds in there, and kept doing that, and what she found is the diversity of the plants in that field made the difference, because there were some that were functional, that they would start growing in the spring. Others needed the heat of the summer. Others the coolness of the fall. But she said also there were responsive plants that if there was a cooler than usual spring, they would come up. Or a hotter than usual fall, they would come up. And so this is just a great metaphor for the diversity we need in our lives, that allows this responsiveness and this functioning of our dreams to create a greater truth of who we are. What we know is that if we can dream it, then we can allow Spirit to move through us, and we can live our dream as a reality. That we can allow this to come forth, that we can allow ourselves to imagineer, but allow Spirit to be the how, to allow it to imagineer, take our imagination, our vision, and create through us. And this, I know, will always be available. Let us go to prayer. Just allow yourself to feel that connection right now. What I know is we each are inspired by dreaming and visioning. And what I also know is Spirit moves through us to create that which we wish, that which we desire, that which we open up to in a greater way. That we allow the condor energy to fly deeply within our soul. And we allow the vision of the eagle to come forth. We know we are guided to bring these energies within ourselves and in ways that we are called forth with great love, with great care, and we shift and pivot where needed. I know the Spirit continues to guide us in this moment, and it is so already that we can resonate and we can be. And so it is. to the condor. Beautiful. Thank you. So a taste of what more will be at 1 o'clock today. So, yeah, good. Just breathe that in for a moment here. So now it's our opportunity to participate in the law of circulation. If our ushers could come forth. We know that there are many ways that people give to the center. I did call you forth, yes. Oh, I love your outfit today too. That's. Looks like a 1920s outfit or something. It's beautiful. So there are many ways to give, either online or to send money in through or PayPal, in many different ways through our Breeze, or to give today. And we so if you have already giving love today, or if you have a monetary donation, you can just take it and put it over your heart today and repeat the affirmation on the screen. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I am. And so it is.
Can anyone ever tell you you are anything less than beautiful? Can anyone ever tell you you are less than whole? How can anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? Deeply you're connected to my soul.
We're just talking more about, we just found another connection. Lynn Twist, that wrote the book Soul of Money, she's very involved in what she calls the Pachamama Alliance, which is Pachamama Alliance, which she was part of the attempting to end world hunger, but she found out there was limitations by just giving food, that really we need an environment that is sustained. So that's her vision, her dream has changed in that way. So yeah, so a lot that she's doing that's really great. So we just bless the money that and riches and the abundance that you have shared with us. We know it continues to multiply as you receive this abundance in your life in all ways. So thank you. Is there anybody here who's here for the first time? We'd like to acknowledge you. We have a gift for you, as well as we want to acknowledge anybody who might be here for the first time online. So if you're willing to raise your hand, we have a gift for you. Anybody here for the first time? Okay. Well, if we missed you, there's a guest table out front that you can receive this blessing for you. Stuff going on here. So just the chorus, right? Just the chorus. So affirmation, the community affirmation. We could all stand for the community affirmation. Oh wait, I didn't do the blessing. I got distracted. So we'll stand up for the blessing too. We just bless all our new people and everybody online. We say, we bless you today knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community, and so it is. Let's just move right into the community affirmation. So something wonderful is happening through me right now. I am led by Spirit. I am guided by wisdom. I am protected by love. I am here to be a blessing. I am so grateful. And so it is.
I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. Thank you, Bodhi.
So come on back at 1 o'clock for the sound healing. We'll look forward to that and have a good Sunday. Many blessings.
I have CDs and books out on the table out there. If you'd like any of those, check them out. That was clear.